Yo, what is up, beautiful people on YouTube? It's TAPION. Look at the Killjoy beanie. It's pretty cool. Got this on Amazon. Anyways, today we got a special video for you here. We did it. We've reached 100 subscribers on YouTube. I'm super pumped. I'm super stoked. And we got a special video for you guys here today. We got me showing you as a Killjoy main what it's like to play Killjoy on Ascent. I'll go through like a whole bunch of things. I'll talk about defending, attacking, what you do for retakes, and even some molly setups, some that I've shown in the past that I currently use in games. That's helped me, you know, grow and get higher ranks. If you guys would like to see more content where I show you guides with specific characters, why don't you guys comment down below? Let me know. I stream live every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12:30 in the afternoon Eastern time on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you can't catch me on one platform, catch me on another platform. We have a Discord, an Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me on all that social media. That being said, let's get to the video. 100 subscribers. Let's go. Let's do it. Alrighty, yo. So let's talk about Killjoy on Ascent. I'm a Killjoy main. Primarily, I do play other characters, if I have to fill or anything like that, but when I do play seriously and I want to rank up and I want to try to do my best, I usually end up picking Killjoy. Killjoy is a very easy character. A lot of her abilities and moves you don't really have to think super hard about, which is really good. If you're starting to play this game for the first time and you want to get better at the game, Killjoy is a great pick. If you're starting out and you're kind of overwhelmed by the abilities, like I said, a lot with Killjoy's kit, you don't have to think super hard. It's all about just placing your stuff down and using your utility, and that's going to create great opposition or great positions and opportunities for you to be able to engage the enemy, whether you're defending or you're attacking. And we're going to talk about both. We're going to talk about defending, attacking, and then I'll even show you guys some molly lineups that I've done in my shorts, kind of refresh you guys on some of those. First things first, do I think Ascent is Killjoy's best map? No. I think there's other maps that Killjoy plays better on, like Split and Bind. That's not to say, though, that Ascent is not a good map for her to play on. I think Killjoy is actually really good on Ascent. I think the top 3 maps for Killjoy are probably Bind, Split, and Ascent. Icebox and Breeze, little harder to make Killjoy work. You can. Breeze being the hardest. I think Ascent is actually kind of that like in between of all the maps, which I think it's good. So what do I personally think is Killjoy's best spot to defend on? Personally, in my opinion, I think it's B. And I'll kind of go why I think it's B over A, why you should probably put yourself on B. But, you know, as a little kicker, let's talk about A. Alright, so we're on A site. 2 points of entry. We got Cat, and we got A main. Yeah. The good thing about playing Killjoy on A is you can have all of your utility on site, right? And you can peek A main, kind of take a shot, fall back if it gets a little too hectic, probably go back here, generator, and whatnot. And she's kind of okay on A. She's not super horrible. We have our little friend Billy the Turret, and we have Tommy the alarm bot. So if I was to place Billy the Turret, there's 2 places that I think are probably the best on A site. Maybe either on top of this box, right, on top of here, or on top of here. I think this one's probably the most optimal. The reason being, let's say you're over here watching A main, they start to push you, you fall back, your teammate gives up Cat. This turret looks at both A main and Cat. So if I'm pushing from Cat on attacking, right, and I'm trying to clear all this, that turret's going to look at me dead in my eyeballs, and it's going to be a harder target to hit because it's basically head glitching over that box. The people who are pushing A main, they have a clearer shot of the turret. So those people would probably have to take this turret out. But this turret, like I said, is really good. It's going to be watching both A main and Cat. The next best spot would probably be up here. Reason why I don't put it on generator. It gives a lot of people from Cat to push into before the turret sees them, which is not the best. You want your turret to be able to look at 2 places at once and to cover that area as long as it can to stall the enemy from pushing. Another good turret to put down, which I think is kind of underutilized. It's not the best place for sure, but it's a good place. Putting it up there, it's going to watch A main, and it's going to... People are going to be able to push here, and most people will look tree. Not a lot of people will look up here. If they do look over here, they'll look here or here before they look up there. So this will definitely help if, you know, people are pushing here. They're trying to watch tree. They're going to get lasered by, you know, Billy. And people pushing cat are also going to get lasered by that turret. But then again, you know, the turret can be seen from cat, which again, this is not... That's why, one of the reasons being why I don't think A is best for Killjoy. But it's not the worst place to be.
Coming back.
You're playing like the first few rounds on Ascent defending. I think playing on A is okay, and then switching over to B at some point would probably be best. There's always exceptions to the rule. Maybe switching up and going A when you've been playing on B for a long time might be the call. It's going to be up to you guys whether or not you think it's the right decision to move back and forth between A and B. But I do think more often than not you want to play B as Killjoy. Plays for the alarm bot, or also known as Tommy. Tommy is really good in tree. You could put him right here. What I like to do with my alarm bots is I like to kind of put them out in the middle of the open like this, because most people are gonna like expect your turret, or not your turret, your alarm bot to be here or to be here, but not a lot of people expect it to be like in the middle of an open area, so they'll push in and get, you know, alarm botted by Tommy, and that's a good opportunity to then go and peek them and shoot, right? So I like to put my alarm bots kind of out in the open, or in places that you wouldn't expect an alarm bot to be. Tree is really good for Tommy to be in. You can also put him aggressively. Let's say the barrier goes down. Put him aggressively right here. Wait for somebody to push or shoot at him. Take some shots. That's also a good idea. And that pretty much covers A. When it comes to like standard like little molly defenses that you could set up, if you're playing with a Viper or somebody that could smoke, putting a molly straight into A main is a good idea. And then also putting a molly on one of the default spots is also good, like either here or here. All of those are good areas to defensively hold down a site with your mollies. And I think that pretty much covers A when you're defending. Like I said, your turret is kind of vulnerable from a few different spots here on A, where on B it's not going to be like that, and we're going to take a look at that right now. Alright, defending on B side. This is my favorite side to play on while playing Killjoy, and I think it's her best line of defense is playing on B. There's a lot of cool things you can do and stuff that I've learned from seeing other players play Killjoy here. And things that I've learned my experience through videos and through watching and playing the game. I think that Killjoy is pretty awesome on B side. So let's get started. Turret, best place for the turret right here. That turret is literally overpowered. It's gonna be looking at anybody taking a peek out of B main, and it's literally just a head glitch, and that turret will shoot at them 100% of the time. Also, that turret whoa. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. That turret will also look at anybody coming in market, and it's also, again, being head glitch, so it makes it a little harder to hit. This turret's really good. There's no other place you could really put your turret except maybe in logs. If you put your turret in logs, the main problem with this, again, it's not going to be able to look at market, which is where people can push through. It will catch people off guard who are pushing lane, and it will distract them. And that's probably the only good thing about putting your turret in logs. And I'm going to show you some molly setups of why you might want to put it there. But I do think the best spot for the turret, for Billy, right up here. Again, it's a head glitch. It can see both B main and market when people push out. It's just a really good spot for Billy. Alarm bot. A few different things you could do. I like to put my alarm bot either here, or I like to put it a little bit closer here, or I like to put it on the floor. My two favorite spots again are here and here. I sometimes will put I'll put Tommy here, but more often than not, I'll either put him here or here. Reason being, a lot of people who push lane, some people will jump early. A lot of people will usually come all the way over here and then jump to clear back sight before they commit to jumping onto sight. So having Tommy either on the floor there or up here, the alarm bot's going to catch that person off guard and just kind of wreck their shit, which is going to be great for you as a Killjoy main.
Recalling my bot.
And when it comes to Molly setups, there's a bunch of Molly setups that I enjoy doing on this site that are actually kind of nutty and really good. First Molly setup right here. Check this out. If you throw it, if you aim kind of at this like top part of the red stripe, you throw it in here. It's going to land right here on top of this ledge, and it will hit people through the wall. And you can't jump out of it, and you can't crouch underneath it, which is a really, really, really good Molly. So imagine this. Imagine you have your Molly in here. Whoops. Try that again. Imagine you have your Molly in here. Right? This is another place I like to put a good Molly, which is right here. People can't... Oh. Try that again. It just fell right through. People usually can't see this one or react to it fast enough. Right? And then you put Tommy right here. So anybody that gets hit by Tommy, right, and you're playing on site or you're playing by the stairs, like over here, people who are going to push lane, right, Tommy's going to hit them. You pop the one there and you pop the one there, and they're just going to get destroyed by these two Mollies that they can't really jump over, right? The only thing they could do is jump onto site. Yeah, I am just missing that completely. There you go. All they can really do is to jump on site as fast as humanly possible with taking like the least amount of damage. So like this is how they're gonna probably have to react to it. They're gonna get hit, they're like, ah shoot, I need to jump down and go around it. But it's gonna make it really hard. You're gonna get a lot of chip damage out of it, which is really good. And that's just gonna be beneficial towards you and bring inherent value as Killjoy to your team. Getting that chip damage it means a lot, especially with Billy looking at, you know, B main, and then Tommy watching lane or watching lane from down here. It's just B is just the creme de la creme of Killjoy for sure. I think this is, like I said, her best site to play on. She could do a lot too. Like, so for example, let's say I have my turret watching B main. If you look at the circle, it allows me to help out mid. So if somebody's getting pushed mid, right, my turret's still watching main, I can come over here and help the boys out. You know, look down mid, you know, get a nice angle here, or even just hold this angle while somebody's like back here, like opping or something. I could help out in as, like, let's say they're even pushing A, and grab my turret, right, and on the way push towards A with my turret still watching B main for a little bit longer. So B is just really good for Killjoy. It's just super amazing, really good, and her Molly setups are really nasty on this site. She used to have good Molly setups on A, but they patched that out, so I can't really show you that stuff. But yeah, so B site, if you're a Killjoy main, this is definitely the site to take apart and really use it as your home base. Now let's talk about attacking. Let's get into some attacking things that you can do as Killjoy. All right, attacking with Killjoy. This time we're going to start with B site. Of course, Killjoy is good for lurking and watching flanks. And we're going to also kind of get into some Molly setups with her because it kind of helps about thinking about playing Killjoy on attack. We're going to say that like probably the best turret here is going to be to watch flank is this. Now this turret, if we look at the minimap, we can see that it covers most of B site and a little bit of market and lane. So as long as I'm within that radius, right, I could be in here, right, I could look at market, all while my turret is watching flank. And even I could get onto site and my turret is still watching the flank. I can even go and plant and my turret is still watching the flank. So that's probably the best turret that you could put to watch your back and to help out the team.
Coming back.
If you're not using it to watch flank and you're going to use it a little bit more aggressively on sight, you can always use your turret as a bait. Either throw it out B main and hopefully somebody gets distracted by it.
Coming back.
Or if you want to use it for sight, the best thing you could do for sight to put your turret is either on this box or you can put it on this box, but I think this box is probably better, or even better yet, you could probably even do this. This is going to watch lane and it's going to watch stairs. Putting your turret here, because it covers in 100-degree radius or 180-degree radius, it's going to cover both areas pretty well. On top of the box, everybody kind of expects that. Down here, nobody's going to be expecting to look at this, and if they do look at this, you can wait for them to shoot your turret, pop out, shoot them, pop out, shoot them. So that's a good spot for your turret. Alarm bot on attack, just putting it covering stairs is really good. Putting Tommy like either here or down here. Some people like to jump off, right, onto like either the switch or this open area. Putting Tommy here kind of covers that.
Coming back.
So that's nice. Again, when it comes to attacking, and this is something I mentioned earlier, you don't want to think super hard about putting your utility down. As long as you put it down and it's covering something, you're pretty much doing your job as a Killjoy. You want to be able to use your utility to do what it needs to do, and think about it like really fast without having to think really hard about it. Think fast and quick, and put your stuff down. And as long as it's down, it's gonna bring value to the team. So that's B side.
Calling my bot.
This is gonna be the molly setup for B. And a probably good turret again is to put it here. This is gonna watch over here, and it's gonna watch over here if somebody's trying to flank or do whatever. Now you're still gonna be kind of out in the open a little bit, and somebody could push you from here and destroy your shit, but it's fine. Let's say you have all of the knowledge in the world that most of the players are on site, and the only person that could probably flank is from T-spawn. And this is gonna be the molly lineup. So you're gonna look at your ability, your nano swarm ability, and the right edge of it, where the green is and where the white line is, you're going to line that up with the top of the top stair on the bridge, and you're going to do a late jump throw, and it's going to look like this.
Placing swarm grenade.
Now that late jump throw is going to show you that it lands on default. Now the problem with this molly setup is that, let's say you know that the majority of the enemy team is on site and you have like maybe 2 other players alive with you, and they start to die. The problem with this molly lineup is that, okay, I'm gonna go throw it.
Placing swarm grenade.
All right, I gotta run to site now. All right, pop molly.
Swarm grenade
Oh
out.
god, and now I have to clear B main. Oh, because somebody could be here. I gotta check logs, market, CT, switch. Now I can push lane. Hopefully that nobody, pushes me and I get timing. And then I gotta go check site. I gotta clear site. There's a lot that has to happen before you get to site and your molly's already done and done and gone. So basically, you just kind of want to hope that if you are in that situation where you're ready for the molly lineup, you have both of your mollies ready to go. And you just have to pray to God that either you don't mess up the molly, because this one's very easy to mess up, the timing and everything. Because if you throw the molly at different points of the jump, it's going to do different things. So not only is this an inconsistent molly lineup, but it's inconsistent. You have to clear a lot getting back onto site to re-engage the enemy. And by the time you do, they could either have diffused, killed all your teammates, or whatever. So this molly is very situational. I don't recommend you do this molly again. It's a nice one to know.
Placing swarm grenade.
But it takes a lot of practice to do consistently. So yeah, see, look, there's a lot of room for error here, because look, I already messed up. So use it at your own risk. I think there's better molly setups on this map that cover a lot more stuff, and let's get into that on A side. All right, attacking A side. So if we're attacking on A side, there's a few things that we could do to benefit our team to help engage A. What I like to do sometimes, if I know somebody's playing A heaven, is I'll throw myself in this corner between the barrel and the box. I did this in one of my shorts / TikToks. You aim at this little top part and you go here and you just do a normal throw.
Placing swarm grenade.
That's going to land at heaven.
Swarm grenade out.
That's going to cover most of heaven here. So if you know somebody that likes to play heaven and who's opping and stuff like that, that molly's going to get them off and moving away and changing positions. And you get a little bit of chip damage, which again is really good and brings inherent value to your team. So that's something to help you kind of engage at A. You can put a turret here to bait somebody to shoot it.
Bot coming back.
You have your turret watch flank. We'll talk about that in a second, actually. Let's talk about being on A site. So let's say you guys as a team are able to push and get A site. I like to just throw my turrets like super fast out thinking about it. Put it here, right? That's going to watch, obviously, heaven. And it might even watch market a little bit.
Bot coming back.
I also like to put my turret on top of generator.
Turret out.
Reason being, people who have to come here, they have to clear all this, they're going to get shot by this turret. They have to look up here. And anybody who's playing in tree, A main, even down here lower Jenny, they have to flick really fast to not only take out the turret, but take out whatever player is going to peek them. So that's a really good spot for your turret on attack. Defense, like I said, it's not that good putting it on top of the generator, but on attack, it's actually really good because it forces the player to engage the turret, make sure they don't take chip damage or die from it, and then have to re-engage fighting other people on different parts of either here, here, or here. Those are like where the main spots that I like to put my turret. If I have my turret to watch flank, this is what I like to do. If I have my molly lineups, which I'm going to show you here, I like to put my turret right here. This is going to watch T-spawn, and it's going to watch mid. And then this is going to set me up for my molly lineups. Now we have two that we're going to show. This is going to cover generator. We line up with the bike. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just be like kind of in the center of the bike. Look at this antenna and throw. And then if we look at this dookie stain right here, and we look at this part of the antenna and throw, that's going to cover green boxes. And that's what it looks like. Here we go. So look at that. Boom. Generator. Oh.
Swarm grenade out.
And green boxes. Those are the most common spots for the mollies.
Calling my bot.
And what's good about these is that, like, okay, this one's a little bit easier to engage the enemy after throwing the molly, so I can throw this. Take a fight here, right? Go here, peek this, wait for the molly to come down, pop the molly, start pushing up, make sure wine's good, clear here, and it allows me to engage the enemy a little bit better than if I was attacking on B. So, I guess the rule of thumb for Killjoy, on attack, Killjoy is really good on A. On defense, Killjoy is really good on B. That's kind of how I think of Killjoy when I play Ascent. And I think that covers pretty much everything on attack. Oh, I didn't talk about this with Alarm Bot. So real quick. So like I said, you put your turret, you know, either on this box or on this generator. What I like to do with Tommy, I like to put Tommy somewhere at the bottom here. Obviously somebody who is coming from heaven. If they jump down, they're not, if they're really fast, they really could shoot Tommy, but more often than not, they're probably going to just freak out and panic when they jump down and get hit by Tommy. And it's going to just distract them enough for you to be able to engage and either get the pick or get the kill, and bring, again, value to your team that way. So that's nice. That's kind of the only spot that I really put Tommy. If you guys have the door closed on attack, putting him here or like a little bit in the grass, again, that's another good spot. If you guys are just in a pinch and you're engaging really fast and everything's happening really quickly, nothing wrong with just throwing your mollies on the bomb and just bombarding the bomb with utility. That's totally okay. And sometimes in most situations, people are not thinking about this. They're thinking about, who do I have to fight? So sometimes just throwing all of your utility on the bomb is okay too. That is an option that you have. Obviously, players who are more experienced, they're going to expect that the more and more you do it, and they're going to shoot your stuff. So just be aware of that, and that's where the molly lineups kind of come into play to kind of counteract them destroying your stuff. So that's attack and defense. One kind of thing I want to talk about too is I didn't really go into Killjoy's ults. There's Pearl is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think it needs a lot of explanation. You can obviously stall somebody or stall a team from pushing onto site, or you can use it as a way of engaging onto a site. I guess I'll just talk about her ultimates real quick. The best ultimate spot for Killjoy on A is right here in this corner. The only thing that sucks about this is that it doesn't cover heaven, but if your team's engaging, you put your Killjoy thing down, and then you throw... Oh, no, not this one. You have to go on top of the box. So you could do this, right? Let's say your team's starting to engage, right? Like, okay, guys, I'm going to clear heaven real quick. All right, go attack site with this. And then you kind of cover that, like, lip of heaven, right? Anybody who's not in the ult. So that's kind of a good strat that you could do with Killjoy on A. But yeah, this covers most of site. This is going to allow you to plant safely. And anybody that's in tree is going to get screwed over, which is really good. Putting your ultimate anywhere else on site is kind of risky because they could destroy it very easily, like a Razenade or whatever. So on A, that is probably the safest spot to put her ult on attack. When we look at B, a lot of people know this corner. You can either place it in this corner, or you can jump and put it on this lamp. I've never really done this. Hold on, let's see if I can do it. If you're in a pinch and you're just trying to get it down fast, just put it in this corner. That's obviously going to cover all of B site, a little bit of market, a little bit of CT, and that forces their team to kind of play on the outer perimeters of the site and allows you to push into site. So those are kind of the best Killjoy ults for attack. On defense, I like to put the Killjoy ult on this box. Makes it a little bit harder to hit, and that will cover most of B site on defense. You can also just put it in this corner. I like to put it behind this wall, or you can even put it down here for either defense or attack, and it's kind of harder to wallbang it through here because you have to aim like really far down. So those are like the best ulting places for B. Oh, one thing that you could do with retake with Killjoy's ult, which is really cool. Let's say hypothetically, this door's closed. Good. You want this door closed. Let's say the door's closed, right? You ult in this corner.
My ultimate is ready.
And then you go into this part of the tree. And you look in this little square. And you do a throw. One of two things is going to happen. Whoever's playing wine is either going to get detained or they're going to get destroyed by that molly. They have a really hard choice to make. Do I die to the molly, or do I get destroyed by the Killjoy ult and then possibly die or not having a gun out? So that's a really good setup for retake if you have ult and you have a molly. Just in case for anybody who's playing in wine. But you definitely want to make sure this door's closed. Because if that door's open, you can obviously get shot to death, which is no bueno. No bueno at all. Alright. Now let's just talk about some cool molly lineups that I know. These are very situational. They're not perfect. They're not something that you would use all the time. But let's say one of your teammates died in market and they're taking B and somebody's holding market. This is a great molly setup. You put yourself in this corner. You look at this part where it's like a little V in the bushes, and you do a jump throw.
Placing swarm grenade.
This one, again, with jump throws is kind of inconsistent. Let's see if it worked. Yes, it worked. So that's going to go in the middle of market. Anybody that's holding like this angle, or anybody that's pushing into sight through market, they're going to get destroyed by that molly. That's a really good one to know. I know mollies to attack on both the middle of each site. I'll show you those. So a good molly for B site. Again, this one's a little risky because you have to make sure nobody's market. But if you go here, line up yourself up with a doorknob. Look at this little point, like right here. This one's a little inconsistent and tricky.
Placing swarm grenade.
Okay.
Placing swarm grenade.
There we go. That should be it.
Swarm grenade.
So it's gonna land in the middle of back site.
Swarm grenade out.
Which I think is really good. Anybody that's trying to plant the bomb, yada yada yada. It helps out with that. And then the one for A site, if you line yourself up here with this edge, and you look in the middle between these bumps here, and you do a jump throw.
Placing swarm grenade.
It's gonna land in the middle of the site on A. Oh, it might even land on that box, which is also good because you can't really duck under it. You can't jump away from it. So landing on that box is actually not bad if it does. More often than not, it'll usually land in the middle of the site. And the last one that I know that I think is very situational, but again, kind of good to know. Let's say you have your utility watching B. So like you have Tommy here, you have Billy up here. Let's see how far we can play here. I think we should be okay. Yeah, we should be okay. All right, so let's say we have all of our utility watching B, right? And we have our mollies to play with, and we have somebody else with us mid. We play 2 mid, and the barrier goes down. You have somebody kind of watching it from back there, and you have Killjoy in this corner. It does put you at kind of a disadvantaged state, but this is good if you know that a lot of people like to play cat. So if you look at this edge here, and you line up your nano swarms with it, and you do a jump throw.
Placing swarm grenade.
That is gonna go bounce off the wall and land at cat. And anybody who's trying to play cat here and trying to watch this angle, it's gonna get destroyed by that molly, which is also really good. I also do have a molly for this little pocket here. Let's see if I remember what it was. Forgot where it was, but yeah, I did have a molly here. What was it? Was it? It wasn't here. Anyways, so if you know somebody's gonna play cat, you have all your utility on site to help you watch. You have somebody helping you mid. Being in this spot is not the worst, but it's not the best either, because anybody can push up cat and destroy you. But if they don't push up cat, they take a little bit of time. This molly is really good because it's gonna bank shot off the wall, land a cat, and you're good to go. So that's pretty much Killjoy on Ascent. If you guys have any molly lineups that you would like to share with me, why don't you guys comment down below, let me know, or if you have a video of it, why don't you link the video? I would love to watch it. If there's anything else that I missed, or you feel like that's important to her defending a site or attacking a site, again, why don't you guys comment down below, let me know. I post Valorant content pretty frequently on the channel now. It's kind of my main game as of right now. I'm having a lot of fun playing Valorant, and I can't wait to make more content for you guys when it comes to Valorant. And not just playing Killjoy, but playing other characters and maybe even doing guides on them in the future. So if you guys like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications for future Valorant content. I stream every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. I also post videos every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, sometime in the afternoon, between the morning and the afternoon on Eastern time. It's kind of loosey-goosey because I have to edit my own videos and stuff like that. But if you guys would like to see more videos like this, why don't you guys comment down below, let me know. And don't forget to follow my social media, and I'll catch you guys in another video real soon. Peace.